Hello, welcome. In true de-influencing fashion, we are out here normalizing things that make us insecure. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this guy, my cold sore. It's pretty silly that we hesitate to talk about this virus because over 90% of the population does carry the virus. Similar to the herpes virus that just keeps coming back to haunt you. What I really want to talk about today is bad relationships, and specifically how to know when you need to leave that relationship. We don't all have the privilege of growing up with healthy representations of romantic partnership. So it can be kind of hard to learn when you're growing up. But even if you did have those healthy representations growing up, love is a skill, just like anything else that has to be learned. So hopefully I can give you some tips and tricks if you find yourself in this position where you're like, do I break up with them? Do I not break up with them? Because it can be really hard. And while we talk about how to know when you need to break up with someone, I'm also going to be doing some cold sore care because it really hurts and I want it to go away. I've got a Q-tip, it's clean, haven't used it for anything else. I'm going to spray my Q-tip. Ow. Okay. It can take a while to know when it's time to end things, because ultimately we enter into relationships that we think are going to be good for us, right? We enter into relationships that are going to provide us with love. And at least for me, there's always that hope that, if you just stick it out, the love will come. And I feel like there is a big societal pressure, at least in the US, of, people saying love takes work, right? So it's just about distinguishing how much work you put in. I feel like I have toothpaste on my face. So, I don't know, that might be left over from when, women got married and they didn't have many options for leaving those marriages. But it's a new world today, right? We don't have to stay in relationships. And to be honest, I don't think that love should be hurtful, right? That's not the kind of work that we're talking about. If you find yourself thinking, I can't live without them, or, I'll die without them. That one's kind of extreme. But even just offhandedly, thinking in your head, not even saying these things out loud, but if you find yourself saying those things to yourself, that's probably a good sign that your relationship has gotten a little out of hand, and it's not probably the healthiest relationship, because we are all individuals, and while we all need human connection, you don't need any one person to keep you alive, right? I've never used these before. I think they're just hydrocolloid patches that you can put on top. So we'll see if it sticks with the cream. Maybe I'll put some more alcohol on. Okay, if you've noticed yourself saying excuses to your friends about your partner, I don't really have a good example, but if you find yourself having to give excuses to your friends about your partner, or additionally, if your partner refuses to hang out with your friends, spend time with your friends, or even tells you or acts like they don't like your friends, that's a good sign to end things or to find a new partner, because your friends make up who you are. Who you spend your time with is a representation of you. And so if your romantic partner can't stand your friends, it probably also means that they can't stand a part of you as well. And no one deserves that. Everyone deserves to be loved unconditionally for who they are. So it's not fair to yourself if you stay in a relationship with someone who doesn't get along with your friends. If they stop doing the little things, like getting you coffee or making extra coffee in the morning for you when they do it, that's a sign that they're not really thinking about you on a daily basis anymore. Which, if you're living together, that's kind of an important aspect of being romantically partnered. They're an integral part of your life, and if they are not having at least some thoughts about how to make your life a little bit easier, or you're not thinking about how to make their life easier sometimes as well, it's a sign that maybe you're just not that compatible. I can't figure out how to open this. Oh, I got it. Ready? Nope, I lost it. Come on. Okay, stand by. I got it. These look crazy. Okay, I need to read the directions. Stand by. Okay, I think I figured it out. Step 1. Separate on a perforated edge. Come on. Oh, I don't want to break it. The next point I have to make is, if you have noticed repeated patterns of not respecting boundaries, especially after conversations, that's a good time. Or, for example, if you tend to be having these really big conversations every so often about how things need to change so that you feel comfortable in that partnership, and for a while, they are respecting your boundaries, but then you find them tapering off in their attention to respecting that boundary, and you notice that it just leads to more conversations just over and over again, that's a good sign that you're not compatible and that they can't respect your boundaries and you need to leave. Ooh. This is actually a lot harder to do in a camera than a mirror. If you peel it off, the patch will stick, but it does say in the instructions specifically not to put on any cream because it won't stick. Oh. If there's cream, so I don't know if this one's gonna last very long. There we go. Just sitting on the edge of my chair. Okay, so it looks like it's stuck on there. Some last few points that I want to make. If you notice, or if you find yourself saying the highs are really high, but the lows are really low, that's a good sign that you're in an unstable romantic partnership. And what I mean by highs and lows are either your feelings about the relationship, like either you're just like completely enamored, obsessed with them, you would do anything for them, and then on the bottom end of that spectrum, just being, you want so much space from them, you're tired of being around them, even maybe some like revulsion feelings coming up, that's really unstable. Yeah. And a sign that you're not very compatible. In addition to the highs and lows of your feelings, it's also the highs and lows of their attention. So it's very like breadcrumby pattern, if you've heard that term used before in terms of romantic partnerships or partnerships with people, where the highs are amazing and they do these extravagant displays of affection that, are really lovely to see and wonderful, but then there will be long periods of time where you don't spend a moment together or have a conversation together. You don't say a word to each other for long periods of time, days, weeks, months, and every time you bring it up in conversation, that's when the big extravagant gestures follow. So it's a lot of this like, I don't want to spend time with you. Oh, I feel bad. Here's this thing that I got you that's really expensive. Yeah, that's really unstable and not consistent enough for a healthy romantic relationship. Whoa, oh my gosh, the lighting changed. How'd that happen? No, actually, I realized that there was one more point that I wanted to make, and I've taken a nap and it's dark outside now, so we're just gonna sneak this into the video and hope that no one notices. No, but seriously, the last point that I want to make, that I woke up from my nap in a cold sweat about forgetting was, if they can't commit to spending time with you, like you're trying to plan ahead for your week and you're like realizing that you're not spending as much time together as you want. And so you make a plan to be like, hey, can we hang out Saturday? And they're always going to give you an excuse for why they can't hang out, no matter what day it is, no matter how often you check in, or they say something silly like, I'm never going to know what I'm doing, so I can't commit to anything. Yeah, big red flag, guys. Okay, sorry. Manic energy. My brain is not working. Okay, that's it. Bye. Finally, if you searched for this video, if you put into the search bar, how do you know when to break up with someone? That's probably a good sign that it's time. That means that a part of you is already thinking about it and thinking that it's a good idea. And breaking up with someone is hard because, you know, we spend a lot of time with these people. They're an integral part of our lives and we care about them, you know, and it's scary to think that we have to start over with someone or with a new person, or to not be romantically involved with someone. That can be really scary. So one tactic that has helped me in the past is keeping a journal about how you feel towards the relationship or any events that happen in the relationship. And, you know, after some time and you've been consistently writing in the journal, you can look back and notice new consistencies or patterns that can really give you a new perspective on how the relationship impacts your life, whether that be good or bad. Oftentimes it's mixed because we're all human and nothing is that black or white. I want to finish this by saying that I'm not, you know, a relationship expert. For other young people, I just want to help them through this process because it never feels good to feel like you're stuck in a relationship and that things aren't going to get better. So if I can help someone out through a situation like that, that's what I'm looking for. And ultimately, we all want to do the thing that's right for us, right? If you feel like you can't do it by yourself, reaching out to friends or family that you do feel comfortable talking to them about this can be really helpful, especially because having an outside perspective of what goes on in the relationship can be really helpful. At least for me, I know that I get caught up in my head sometimes, and I have a hard time distinguishing between objective events and the way that I'm feeling. Anyways, if you're taking care of your cold sore, I hope it heals fast. And if you're wondering if you need to break up with someone, I hope the answer becomes clear, and I hope that that is a not very painful process. Good luck. You can do it. I believe in you, and I love you.